We are headed to the Naval Academy for my entry interview. You should be treating me like an adult. Priscilla just kept her smile, tinged with a little sadness, firmly in place. You keep telling yourself that, sweet pea. We should be signing you up for junior high classes with your friends, not the academy. The academy shouldn't take 13-year-olds, she stated with a hint of steel. Maeve gave her a hard smile. Dad can still pull a few strings. Besides, I earned it through the competitive exams. Priscilla's face became still, eyes focused on Maeve. And because there are so few applicants, so don't get a swelled head, young lady. Maeve flounced into the seat, arms tightly folded across her chest, determined to maintain a stony silence in response. A tiny worry mouse nibbled at the edge of her consciousness. Why were there so few applicants? Dad had always drilled into her that duty to the Empire came above all else, even family. She knew that he'd given up so much for the Empire, and partly blamed himself for her sister's failures in character, as he described it. He knew that many considered joining the military to be a sucker's bet, but she'd never understood that. Entering the academy, she would never see her friends, especially Kai, Mary, Nikki, and Adia, or do all the things they like to do together. Would she fit in? Everyone would be so much older. When she reached that point, she slammed the door on her concerns. Being 2 years ahead in school, her friends had also been older. She'd be fine, she told herself firmly. The car's back door remained open next to her, the petty officer driver standing by it as if she hadn't already gotten in. What's his problem? She demanded in silent petulance. Let's get there already. But just to make her day perfect, Commander Robert Ap Morgain hustled up, his enlisted aide, Chief Petty Officer Drago, heading for the front passenger seat. In his dress whites standing just over 6 feet tall, with a trim build of an officer who hadn't let time behind a desk put weight on him, short, brown hair turning gray at the temples, and a confidence Maeve could only hope she'd inherited, the commander cut a dashing figure, until one spotted the bulging briefcase he carried. Oh no, if the other students see him with his old-fashioned paper fetish, I'll never live it down. Why can't he just stay home? Pretty exciting, isn't it, Princess? Robert, brown eyes twinkling, asked, as if he couldn't feel the daggers Maeve stared at him. After a moment of silence, Priscilla answered with humor evident in her voice and eyes. The Fairy Queen is not speaking to mere mortals today, sir. We have displeased the royal person, and she is giving us the silent treatment as a result. Robert shook his head. At least I can get some work done on the way. I have a meeting at Fleet Central for a conference call with the other sectors after we drop off Her Highness. I still have tons to do to get ready. This is too much, Maeve fumed inwardly, already horribly embarrassed by him dropping her off. And he didn't even have the decency to be wounded by her refusal to talk to him. They wouldn't see each other for 3 months. Although almost inseparable since the day Mom died, he treated her impending entry into the academy as if he were dropping her at the zoo or daycare. She felt so angry, she didn't know if she should scream or cry. 2 vehicles led them as they pulled out of the secure housing area and merged with the high-speed traffic headed for the academy. Another pair fell in behind, before one of them moved up to cover their right side and one from ahead dropped back to cover the left. A perfect bubble. Suddenly, Drago pressed his earbud tightly. Turning eyes wide with alarm, he hissed, Incoming fighters, no identification. 60 seconds out. Robert's head barely lifted from his paperwork as he ordered, Send our air cover to take them down. Maeve hadn't been aware of any attacks on him recently, but apparently they were so common he didn't show any concern. She felt a flutter of alarm, as well as hurt, as she glanced apprehensively into the innocent blue sky. Someone had attacked him, and he hadn't told her about it. The idea rattled her. She couldn't lose him, too. Drago raised an eyebrow at him. You sure, sir? SOP is they stay with us no matter what and let the general duty birds take out potential threats. Robert broke his concentration from the mass of papers covering his lap. I'm not accustomed to repeating myself, Chief. Drago, with a disapproving frown, gave him an aye aye, and turned back to his comm panel. Maeve happened to agree with Drago. After all, what good were standard procedures if they were never followed? She feared for him, and couldn't stand the thought of losing her father.